I think a lot of the men see it, and that's why they're having a falling out. They can tell these guys got together and exploited me and worked with the woman who stole my dog and did all that with ginseng, and they're caught red-handed. And so they're turning on each other. J-Wag even just said, I've never even looked at Hippie Harley's profile, when he's been obsessing over me every night for 2 months. Like, his whole platform has been playing videos of my YouTube. I don't even have my own YouTube channel. He literally found me on somebody else's YouTube channel and plays my songs every night to get gifts. This old pervy man working with Ginseng and Vaughn and Keen and Alpha, and then Alpha's back in his box and they're friends again, because what I prophesied is right, y'all. Open your eyes. You got to awaken on this planet. Okay, we're in the middle of a spiritual battle. Y'all can't make some autistic homeless girl the bad guy because a group of pervy men who used her images that she would never sell during homelessness to profit, and you guys supporting it. Like, open your eyes. I have a full-time job. I have insurance. I'm in therapy. I'm in psychiatry. I'm in the doctor. I'm doing what I need to do. These people have lied to you about who I am, and you're joining in to exploit me with these pervy men like Alpha and J-Wag. And their inboxes right now with 600 people watching them lie to them. They're lying to you guys. They have Vaughn in the box creating fake drama again, calling me names. I've never even met the guy. I tried to prophesy and help him. Names. I've never even met the guy. I tried to prophesy and help him to turn to the right side, to turn to God, because God showed me a vision that his song could have been huge if he hadn't have been a sellout, backwards ass, cheap bitch who is working with guys like King, J-Wag, and Alpha, pretending to fight and fake drama so he can be somebody when he actually had talent. He actually had gifts, and he chooses to bully me with autism because I have prophecy gifts and I'm helping him, and everything I have prophesied has come true. And so if he had listened, he would have been a big fucking star. But you want to bully me and go nowhere with your life? Okay, cool, Vaughn. That's what's going to happen. Either do the hokey pokey, turn yourself around. I'm not the bad guy. You don't even know me. Why would you have hate for me? Like, I've only tried to help you and show you that you could have been a star if you hadn't have sold out to King's crew for money. So be a bitch if you want, Vaughn. Go sell out to G and J-Wag and be their bitch if you want, Vaughn. Or go have talent and trust God and do the right thing and quit bullying. And you would be somebody. And you can be mad at me about making the wrong choice all you want. But I'm living my life. How about that? How about that? Would you catch a couple thousand fireflies? I'm going to do a 100-part story. I did the first part just now, telling a little bit. And I'm going to go through each individual part of what happened. I'm going to start with when I was in the desert and I made the prophecies about the Crazy Hillbilly Gaming getting to #1 a year later. And then John Cummins saw that I had prophetic gifts, and he started gifting me, supporting me, helping me. We really cared about each other. And I appreciated him. I started using what he had gave me to turn my life around. I got myself in a little apartment with Miss Sarah. But unfortunately, her husband started abusing me and coming in the room when I was naked and using the fact that I had nowhere to go to treat me like shit. This lady on here named Mama Tot, or Ophelia, saw me getting abused, and she told me she was helping me. She told me she was going to help me out, and that people from her group were going to help me, and they were posing in a fake domestic violence charity. And so this lady named Bonnie kept contacting me, like, very aggressively. I was like, please, let me help you, let me help you. And I said, no, it's okay, I've got it. And she kept on because she was working with Slot. She was in her box that night. You know who else was? Mama Tot. And this fucking bitch named TMH saying she was my sister that I met one time as a teenager. And for the next year and a half, and I'm 41, by the way, didn't ever see her through homelessness, never saw her since my diagnosis, none of it. Yes, they've been more than obsessed with me. And then now this pervy guy named J-Wag that I don't even know has hosted his whole lives about me for 2 months. And then says tonight, I've never even looked at her profile. This pervert has literally gone to other people's YouTube videos of me and played them on his live for hours and hours. I have screenshots. That's how perverted this creep is. And he sits there, and the only way he makes money is playing my songs, singing, and talking with my ex that betrayed me because he was working with him, and having him pull up that TMH lady that Ophelia was working with and lied. And that's how they stole my dog. They had the videos of her saying she was my sister, took it to co-workers and police, and that's why they fraudulently arrested me under the wrong last name and date of birth. They had me set up over a year to go spend 9 days in jail, which I will be atoned for because it was not right. Yet I still got out, got a job, put myself back together in no time. Within a week, I had a job in a place, and they wouldn't give my dog or any of my stolen shit back because the cops are as crooked as they are. In Marsh County, North Carolina, and in Jackson, Georgia, the cops cater to the gang stalkers, and they have not even taken my reports. I mean, I called, and I asked for an investigator. I told them everything that was going on. They never even called. Again, the lady talked to me and acted like she was going to do something or take a report, but it's like 100% illegal that I called and I said, I have autism. I need help with this. I'm getting bullied by a group that's trying to lie and tell people I'm not autistic, but I am. So I have no way to figure out what to do after getting thrown to another place. Like everything was upheavaled, yet I still got a job, did everything I had to do. But they try to stalk me and make it impossible and spread rumors to my coworkers and do everything they can do every time I get anywhere safe, and just make it where I look like what they've made me out to be. And I never have been, and I never will be. So God keeps blessing me. I got a whole box of new jewelry, a bunch of necklaces, bracelets, rings, earrings. And I've made a lot of friends. Yeah, I mean, I'm not dealing with it anymore. That's the difference. I have a bunch of friends that I've met like while I was at work that have gone through gang stalking, and a lot of spiritual people are coming together. So the more they're doing this to me, the more help I'm getting. Like, they think, oh, we're going to make her look crazy, but they're doing it so blatantly and so obviously. I mean, look at J-Wag and Alpha in a box with 600 people after him and G. So J-Wag and G tried to be slick and fake a fight, and I prophesied what was happening, that they had set all this up and they were trying to fake a fight so they could get paid to do a fight by y'all. And I'm not going to let you get scammed again like you did with Slot. So I'm telling y'all, these men are doing all this bullshit for money and attention because Alpha's done knocked up Lauren. Maybe it might be somebody else's baby. I don't know. It's like, that's the thing, is they're so into that side of drama instead of coming on the app and spreading love and kindness that they've made this app trash. It's Jerry Springer, rest in peace. And like, what they're doing is disgusting. I came on this app to do art and make friends and do autism support, and got targeted by a group of people that didn't want me seeing and telling the truth. But God sent me here as my purpose to uncover what these scammers are doing. So they called me a scammer in order to throw the ball in somebody else's court. But I still haven't pocketed a penny off this app in over a year. And I've given back a ton of money that I've made at my job to other autistic creators and traveling creators and people who have gotten back on their feet or are working to get back on their feet. And so they haven't. They don't. They lie and say they're helping others, but they pocket the money. I don't. Y'all got the wrong bad guy. Like, y'all got the wrong bad guy. I'm just going to tell you. because I literally have been homeless. I do have a college degree. I'm a year away from a master's. I'm everything Mama Tot's lying ass said I wasn't, so she could get money and attention. And I know that, and I knew that. But like, enough people get together and lie on who I am, and y'all treat me like trash. Like, shame on you. Shame on you. Because here I am, still thriving, still going, still everything that bitch said I wasn't. and I'm not any of the diagnoses she gave me. I've looked at my whole record. I've never been diagnosed bipolar. I have been diagnosed with CPTSD from the chronic abuse from my mom and ex-husband screwing each other, because I was telling the truth about that. And when I did a podcast about it, you know, that's why me and Mama Tot connected, because she had lied to me and told me she'd cut her family off and supported other people that did, but then she turned and worked with all my fucking abusers. Y'all, this is not okay, what I've been through. And for people to sweep it under the rug or call me crazy because I tell the truth, no, they stole my dog. Yes, I've always told the truth, and they were doing very illegal things, so they wanted to make me look crazy, make me look like a liar, stick me in a mental institution while they were exploiting my images and selling them on other sites, when I never exploited myself as a homeless autistic woman. And people like Big Keen and Boss Hog and Ginseng and Slot paid money to get my fucking images and lied and had Burr Baby was getting paid by Big Keen. She told me that she'd lost her job, and Keen paid her and this lady named Randy Baby to pretend to befriend me to find out where I was, and they gave Boss Hog the details. And he was the one on the phone with me when Indian called the police, and Burr Baby gave Indian Outlaw my address. And so all this stuff that you guys are looking at the other way, I have the whole story. So I told part 1 of 100 today, and you know, they'll probably get my account down as soon as I start telling more of the truth. So I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do this. I'll find some other platforms too, so we have like several backups when I start telling the whole truth. And I want to put it together where I can show y'all, like I have saved all the screenshots, all the video clips, all the voice clips of these jackwagons setting y'all up, making it look like they're doing one thing, and then I prophesy and tell you what's really going on, and then they show you that's what's really going on. Like right now, J-Wagon Alpha are in boxes together and had Vaughn in there, and Vaughn called me the B word when I've never even met him. I only prophesied over his, and he called me crazy, but I never met him. I could see his future. I tried to help him. God showed me the prophecy on his life that he was going to be a huge star if he chose good and not evil. And yet he's choosing evil and calling me names as an autistic female because he gets attention. And it's like the way people throw their lives away to live in evil, it's sad. It's really sad. Like, is that a restaurant, Fo? Surfs Up? Why would you get chicken soup at a seafood restaurant? People, what? That seems like a troll. Yeah, it's all about the money for them, and it's never been for me. Like when I started, I've always done my tutoring for free, and like when I'm at work, I met a couple that had an autistic child with nonverbal autism, and I said, like, it's not just that I tutor to help the child. I tutor like as a go-between, because I, as an autistic adult that was late diagnosed, that masked most of my life, I have certain insights, and I can like help both parties like understand. And that's why like me and Autistic Pikachu were working together to bring like a buffer between autistic people and neurotypical people, and help us like all learn to integrate together and treat each other with respect. And then the whole world turned on me and had Loreline and Indian Outlaw paid this lady named Debbie the Pet Lady to lie about my autism after Slot changed the phone call. I had a phone call with Mama Tot, and I swear on my children, on my dog, this is exactly how it went. Mama Tot messaged me when I was at Ashley's getting abused, and he was doing sick, gross things to me, and it was very scary. And so Mama Tot saw it, and she reached out, and she said, I'm going to help get you out of there. And I said, okay, it's bad enough. I'll trust you. And she said, but I got to let Slot help me. And I said, please don't do that. Slot has really hurt me and scared me. And I had just had my stuff stolen from Dollar General. She said, listen, you can trust Slot. I didn't like her at first either, but you have to trust her. And so I did. And she called her and she told her what I said. I said, well, Corey was making fun of me on attributes based on like protected attributes of autism, like saying that I mixed up my words while I was singing, and it took me forever to sing in public because I got made fun of. So I just came out and tried to just be myself and learn. And so I told Mama Tot that really hurt me. And she said, well, Corey was one of my first fans. He started following me when I only had 50,000 fans. So I'll talk to him and I'll ask him to not make fun of you. Next thing I know, Slot has put a phone call that is all mushed together after she called me. She said, I talked to Mama Tot and we're going to have you in a box tonight. I said, I don't feel safe with that. I'm in the middle of abuse. And she said, well, okay, well, we'll do it when you get back. But they were setting me up, and her and TMH called the dollar store, told them that I was a scammer, so they didn't give me my money back. Last week, or like a couple weeks ago, over a year later, I got my money back, because when an investigator looked into it, I was telling the truth. But Mama Tot and Slot turned and made me look like a scammer. And then when they got me to the next place, they gave out my address and quit helping me and worked with Ginseng. When Mama Tot sent me messages saying she knew he was abusing me, she still turned and worked with him. And when I put those up on my other account, they took my account down. And I'm showing y'all the truth. I didn't put her number or nothing, but I swear on my missing dog, I swear on my daughter Angela and my son Jack. Mama Tot did those things. Slot changed those phone calls. Indian Outlaw and Loreline Outlaw paid Debbie the Pet Lady to lie about my autism. I don't know. That's the thing, is they not only picked on my affliction, they put me in those spots of abuse and then made it look like it was my fault, made it look like they were helping me out when they were the ones putting me in the bad situations. Slot was working with Dixie and TMH, and Dixie was working with TMH while I was there. They set me up the whole time to traffic me. She was trying to get me to go to some guy in Vegas and told me I would have to sleep in his bedroom. I swear on my entire life, my job, my relationship with God, all this is true. And it was true last year when I told you. And perverts like J-Wagon, Alpha, and Ginseng getting up and gaslighting y'all, making it look like I'm not telling the truth, so I will keep getting abused. They're going straight to hell. I've seen it. They're not changing their ways, and they're in big trouble right now. I've given them 1,000 chances, and them getting up in boxes and making more money and attention after exploiting me, they about to get what they're going to get. And I'm telling you, I have prayed for them. I have begged them to quit this, and them and Vaughn, and they have chosen evil. And they're not going to get the prophecy. They're going to get... They're going to get what they put in it. I'm going to get the prophecy. But I wanted us all to have it, and that's why I'm going to be part of it. Yes, he sure does. And he's all I ever needed. I mean, I tried to tell him that. You can go your own way. I'm not an insomniac. I slept like a little baby. I just woke up at 3 because I get, or like between 3 and 3:30, and I saw, well, that was my intuition because God has been telling me since the beginning of this that Alpha and J-Wag and Ginseng and Keen and Boss Hog set this bullshit up because they got a payout from Indian and Keen to go and try to change the narrative about what they've done with Boss Hog, because Trump just changed what they did to like a really big felony, and they're all going to spend a lot of time in jail if it actually comes out about what they've done with racketeering and paying for my images and selling them on other sites. And they did it, and they're caught, and so now they're trying to distract and make it look like what they're doing is okay by continuing to collect money by J-Wag, perverts like J-Wag having Boss in their life to get universes and stuff so they can make money exploiting people. It's still racketeering. It's still going on. And now the Alpha is in J-Wag's box, and King is like pulling the strings behind the scene. Vaughn is in the box with J-Wag and Alpha being their little bitch, acting like he's a tough guy when he's really just catering to whatever they've got going on, and nobody really knows what's going on but me because God's shown me. But it's like they're all pulling each other's strings because they've all messed up, you know? And I've told the truth, so I can do what I want, live my life, be a free bird, get my jewelry, smoke my green, do what I need to do, work my ass off, live my best life, go to therapy, you know, hang out, vibe. And they're sitting in boxes demeaning and degrading autistic women, paying people to change their diagnosis, doing sick, disgusting stalking, felony level stalking, stealing images of autistic women, paying, like getting paid to show them, and then bragging about it, like by calling me names. Like, these are grown men, y'all. These are grown men with daughters. Well, they bullied the wrong one. They bullied the wrong one. I knew what I was up against. I knew I was going to be the TikToker that helped in gang stalking. I knew I was going to be the person to bring this stuff to light and what goes on behind the scenes. And I didn't give a shit about my platform or money, and that's why I could do it, because I believed more in truth and my purpose than scamming people. And that's what they're doing. They're scamming. They're the ones lying to y'all. They're the ones making the fake news. They're the ones taking other TikTokers' dogs and things and having their thieves in boxes to get attention. And then when they get canceled, they're canceling themselves. Alpha has people like Jason create this fake drama, give him all his money, be his pay pig, and then I'm putting my foot down to get attention, so people will give Alpha more money and Jason money, and then Jason will give it back to Alpha. Y'all, you got, open your eyes. Open your motherfucking eyes. Just open your eyes. Just open your eyes. I don't care what they want from me. They can have it. And it's like, I've got what God has for me, and nobody can take it. So anything they want to try to take that's not what God has ordained for me, they have it. They have. Go for it. Do your thing. I don't care. They don't have nothing I want. I tell you that. Alpha and J-Wag and G and Keen, they ain't got no balls. They ain't got no morals. They ain't got no class. Money don't buy class. And like, the kind of class that I look for is within. It's not bags and purses that Big King carries around to look like he's cool. It's integrity. It's doing the right thing when nobody's looking. And I do that. All the time. So think what you want about me, think what you need about me. I know who the fuck I am, and I like it. There's some of the comments I'm not getting that says they were flagged by the community standards. So if I'm not responding, I'm not sure what you guys said. But just make sure we're keeping it positive in here and kind. Like if you want to talk about anything going on. I want that tank guy to come in here and tell me the truth that he knows about them, because I feel like he kind of knows what's going on behind the scenes. And that they have tried to shut him up. And I know Jason's running game, because I went in his live this morning and he only had 3 people. But when he's forking over money to Alpha, he does better. But then when he pretends like he's not going to so they can all make more money, I think people are starting to catch on. It's just easy to see for me. I mean, I know, like, I have the gift of prophecy, so it's a little clearer, but it's like, that takes a long time. Like, I first started seeing this stuff 1.5 years ago, and now I see like, the whole picture, everything coming into place. And if you look back at the videos of me saying I'm slaying Alpha's demons 6 months ago, yeah, this is a long process. When you're taking principalities out of things like TikTok. Hey, Holly Joe, I'm up getting ready for work. I slept really good because I started a new medicine. I'm seeing a psychiatrist and a therapist, and I just got something. I'm not taking any kind of like anxiety medicine. I don't have bipolar. I never have been diagnosed with that. Mama Tot's mom had it, and Mama Tot hasn't done her healing, so she made videos without an education. I'm actually 1 year away from a master's in mental health counseling, but this lady with no education has undiagnosed my autism and re-diagnosed me with something else because she met some bitch I met one time when I was like 15 that said she was my sister, but we don't have either one of the same parents on our birth certificate. I didn't grow up with her. I'm 41, and she just stole my dog, all my stuff, and my autism service doll in like 2 separate occasions. And so I don't know her, don't want to know her, don't know what state she lives in, but because Mama Tot lied and said she was my sister, she was able to steal all my shit. I just did a 1 out of 100 story time on my TikTok. I'll post it on my Raising Vibrations too. And I'm going to start from the very beginning when I was in the desert. And I'm going to tell y'all in 100 parts what these gang stalkers are up to, what they're doing. Y'all can keep looking the other way, and like J-Wag said, she's just going to go talk about being gang stalked, and I've never even looked at her profile. But his whole platform has been about me for the past 2 months. But that's what happens with gang stalkers. They're delusional, and they get in with all the other gang stalkers, and they convince themselves that what they're doing is right or okay, when it's felony level stalking, racketeering, very illegal behavior, selling images of women that did not give you permission, that have it recorded that they said you don't have permission, and you turn around and sell those images, you're going to jail, boys. She's a lady who pretended to help me when I was being abused, and she turned and worked with my abusers that night. She was a big creator here who had said that she had cut off her own family for abuse. So when I was working my way out of homelessness, I admired her. I thought she was amazing. I really wanted to be like her. But I saw that it wasn't her, and that was a facade. She was working with her best friend, Slot, and this lady named TMH, and they were all working together. TMH was involved in the situation with Dixie and Purple Picket, and so was Mama Tot. And I told everybody that I had all the proof linking Mama Tot to Slot. And so TMH broke in her house, broke in my place, took all my things by showing a video of Mama Tot saying she was my sister, and that's how she got them to let her in my room. And she took that folder that showed the proof of Mama Tot working with the Purple Picket in North Carolina when they doxed my address, and one of the cops' moms got in Mama Tot's box and told my address and put me in danger because Dixie was working with TMH and Slot before I ever even saw them in the live together. They had been talking on the phone together. They did everything before they even invited me there. And so Dixie messaged and said, I have a camper for you. I see that you're being gang stalked. And she was setting me up. So her husband told me that night that she wasn't going to give me the camper, that she had just lured me there. And it's on camera, the same video camera that she was sneakily filming me with and telling me to walk around naked while they were out of town. And she was pretending I was house sitting. They were trafficking me. They were trafficking my fucking images. If you don't believe me, let's get a lawyer. Let's have the phone calls traced. Let's have everything shown. Because I swear on everything I believe in, I'm telling the truth. Believe me or don't. But I pray that it never happens to your daughters, your sisters, or your mothers. That's all I'm going to say. I got to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. And then I gotta finish getting ready for work. But I'll be on for like another 10 minutes, and then I gotta take a bath, and then I'll come back and we'll do hair and makeup for work. Actually, I'm gonna get off here, hair and makeup for work. Actually, I'm gonna get off here. I'll get off here and I'll come back after I take my bath, and we'll get ready together. I'll come back after I take my bath, and we'll get ready together.